Hey everybody, this is Elizabeth. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to go over like a really brief explanation of how to make genuine Korean kimchi. I know I don't look Korean, but for the past 4 or 5 years I've been learning how to perfect genuine kimchi, and this is absolutely delicious, especially if you love fermented foods. All these studies keep showing how beneficial the probiotics are in fermented foods. So this is like a quick version. I have already chopped up half a head of cabbage, and I put a bunch of salt on it and let it sit in a room for the last almost 3 days, letting it wilt down. And the salt really extracts all the excess water, so the cabbage wilts. Now what you want to do is, of course, rinse it out to get rid of the excess salt. It's okay to leave a little bit of salt, but you want to leave, you do want to have a little bit of salt in there. Okay, so I rinsed it, and we'll do a little taste. It's just salty enough. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is, I love this thing, where you can shred up some onions and carrots. So we're going to do that next. Ooh, I tell you, slicing up onions will really burn your eyes. I've tried all those tricks that they say to try. None of them work for me. But anyway, one of the important things I learned about chopping up any vegetables is go ahead and just have a little bowl or large bowl to throw the waste. Because outdoors I have a special little area where I throw things for composting. And so just a regular bowl like that. So anywho, you just you put your onion or whatever, your carrots in here, and then you just, I love this thing, this is great. And it's kind of fun. It makes a little bit of a mess, but it's like a fun mess. Cut off the excess. Like I said, this is your compost bowl. Cut your carrot in large chunks, and this thing is great. You just put it in here. They set it on a smaller, on the smaller shred size. That is fun. Oh my gosh! Just put it like this. It does have a bowl, but I don't know. I think this is more fun. Anywho, and so you have all this nicely shredded carrots, and you add it in. And now that we have chopped up and sliced up the onions and the carrots, now some kimchi recipes say you can add bell peppers, like, you know, red and orange and yellow. I don't have those, and that's okay. If you don't have any of these, that's all right. The main thing is the cabbage, of course, and onions to add to it. Now, of course, we also want to add garlic. So I do have garlic in here as well. And then the next thing we're going to add is some kind of stinky stuff. This is salted shrimp fry. It's actually fermented shrimp. It smells not so great, but when it mixes with the cabbage and then you let it ferment for about 12 to 24 hours, that's what really gives it its special, unique kimchi flavor. And then also the shredded red Korean pepper, and I'm going to do that next. So this is the stinky fermented shrimp. You don't need a whole lot. You just need like 2 fairly small teaspoons of it. Like I said, a little bit goes a long way. This is the brand that I'm using, but any kind of, like I said, salty shrimp fry, fermented shrimp that you can find at your local grocery store is perfect. Or if you can't find it at your local grocery, you can get it online, most likely at Amazon. And then you mix it all up in there. You don't really have to stir it up because, you know, if you're doing this you should be doing this in, I'm using a stainless steel bowl, but whatever kind of container you have that has a tight sealing lid is perfect. It doesn't have to be completely tight sealing because, of course, as it ferments, you need to leave a little bit of air for it to let it expand as it does ferment, because the fermenting, you know, it bubbles, and so it does need a little bit of space to ferment. Shake it like that. And then you just simply put it anywhere. It doesn't have to be a dark area, but preferably, you know, kind of away from everyone else so they don't accidentally, you know, kick it and knock it over. I like to put it on the floor in the pantry because it's a little bit darker in there, and it's a good temperature in there. But let it sit for anywhere from 12 hours to 24 hours to let it ferment even more, and then it's ready. It is delicious, and fermented foods are so good for us. They're so good for our gut biomes and probiotics and all that good stuff. However, today I changed my mind, and I'm going to put it over here next to the window, near where I'm setting up my Advent wreath and getting some Christmas stuff out. And nothing says Christmas like genuine Korean kimchi. So I'm going to put it over here and let it sit for about, like I said, 24 hours to let it ferment. And then by tomorrow, it's going to be absolutely delicious. And of course, with my brand new rosemary bush. So interesting smells in the house. Actually, I like it. It's gonna be delicious.